Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. What is up, y'all? Philly Fly Show checking in here, kicking it at Right Way Production Studios, and we are back for another week. 5 weeks straight of having a video. Finally feeling a little more comfortable with my face on video. One thing I want to make fun of, which I'm doing it right now, and it's bugging me. I felt like Talladega Nights Ricky Bobby on my first one. What do I do with my hands? My hands! It was kind of funny recapping and looking back at some of my video and looking at how many views I got. Thank y'all for all your support. Shout out to anyone that's already subscribed, but share, subscribe, and even follow the Facebook page because we had some breaking news this week. Not really breaking news, but good fight news this week. And personally, it's my favorite fighter, so I had to share something and say a little bit of how I felt about it. So check that out on the Facebook page. Going to toot my own horn here before I critique myself from last week. Tooting my own horn, 9 for 12 Philly Fly Show, back at it again. Just picks after picks after picks are good. My downfall and where I'm going to critique myself is Andre Pulabayev, who fought Nick Klein, and I picked Nick Klein, and I got that one wrong. I'm sorry, dog. I'll never doubt your skill set ever again because that was impressive what you did there. Neil Magny did it to me again. I kind of called it before when I said it too. I was like, it seems like every time I pick against Neil Magny, he gets a W against a guy I don't think he should. And then the other one, the Rebecci fight, man. Chris Duncan, clap, clap, clap. Just clap, clap, clap. There's times where you're just wrong on your picks, and it's all right. So we're going to put this over here on this little table I got here. See the podcast area. I didn't put up the computer this time because we're not using the computer now. We've been on the cell phone and doing a live video, and this little mic right here I got is how I record. So it's kind of fun here. We have UFC Fight Night. Roman Dolidze versus Anthony Hernandez. Fluffy is just on a crazy, crazy win streak. 7 fights. Very big names in there. Like very big up-and-coming names. Not big, top-ranked, top 10 guys yet. But he's working his way up there on his first guy because he is number 10, fighting number 9 in Roman Dolidze. Now, Dolidze, I love him, but there's other things I'm going to go into here. I'm going to jump right into number 12 because I want to talk about the main event, and I want this just click, 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 boom, let's go. All right, match like number 12, we're going to jump right into the light heavyweight division. We got Cody Brundage versus Eric Manico. Eric Manico is a plus 145 underdog, where Cody Brundage is a negative 120 or 175 favorite. Whew, my writing's a little bad here, guys. 175 favorite for Cody Brundage. My pick here is going to be Cody. My reasoning for that is Cody's just a really well-rounded fighter. He doesn't really do anything crazy, but he's got some pop behind his punches. Eric Manico, he struggled in his UFC debut, and that's his only fight in the UFC, so it's kind of hard to judge his skill set. It's a good test for him here against a good guy in Cody Brundage if he wants to get back up in there. I'm picking Brundage, though, but to get his hand raised there on Saturday. So that's 3 out of 5 on the confidence level there. Forgot to say the times, guys. I totally screwed up the time somehow last week, but this week they're 3 o'clock for the prelims, 6 o'clock for the main card. So match like number 11 here is a flyweight female fight. We got Gabriela Hernandez versus Juliana Storilenko. Storilenko's a plus 300 underdog, whereas Gabriel Fernandez is a negative 400 favorite. Ooh, this one was really hard for me because Julia tends to prove me wrong when I pick against her, which I don't like to say, and then this happens because it's a fight game. It's usually how this goes. So I should pick on that side, but Gabriela, her first 2 fights in the UFC, I didn't think she was going to make it, and then now her last 2 fights, she has shown me that she has got the skill set to compete. Let's just see if she can put it together. So I'm going to pick Gabriel Fernandez to get her hand raised on Saturday. This card, too, to tell you guys, I'm not a person who just picks all favorites, but when all the favorites line up the way they have on this kind of night that's going on, I'm gonna have to split it both ways on some of the things. I'm gonna have to tell you who I think's gonna win, and then I'm gonna have to tell you what you could bet on because it's a little frustrating with some of these odds here. So we're gonna jump into this next one. This next one, I'm gonna say this before. It's match like number 10 welterweight division. Euros Medic versus Gilbert Urbina. It is Gilbert Berdina is a plus 290 underdog, whereas Medic's a negative 380 favorite. Now, where I'm going to say this, I think Medic wins because I'm going by what skill set I know him at. What happened to him in January is kind of crazy. So he got knocked out in 30 seconds by a guy I did not think that he would happen to him by. Medic, though, has to show me that he's going to have to show up on Saturday for me to actually put money on this. This is a don't bet fight for me because Urbina's not like he's a top-tier prospect, but he's got some skill to him. And if Medic overlooks him at all, he's going 90-night like he did in January. So I'm picking Medic to win. 1 out of 5 on the confidence. What I will tell you is sprinkle something on that 290. It's worth it. You can with Julia too if you really want to, but I just stay away from both these fights personally. I would not bet them whatsoever. It's almost like this next fight. We're going to jump into the female bantamweight division here. We get match like number 9, Jocelyn Edwards versus Priscilla Cachoeira. Cachoeira's a plus 325 underdog. Edwards is a negative 450 favorite. Look, Edwards should be the favorite. The problem here is if you don't know Priscilla Cachoeira, she's got crazy power for a girl at the bantamweight division, whereas Jocelyn's more of a boxer who's going to hit you with combos and stuff to put you out. It isn't all power shots. Priscilla, she's looking for the counter. She's looking for that. She's going to hit you with power, and it's going to be nasty. So if Jocelyn can point fight her like she usually does most of her opponents and doesn't go for that knockout, she can get it. But if she goes for a knockout, she could get caught, and it could be a bad spell for you. I'm pickling Jocelyn Edwards here. 1 out of 5 on a confidence level there. Another sprinkle, guys. Sprinkle something on Cachoeira if you don't trust your Edwards pick. If you put it on a parlay, you're super risking the Edwards pick. I wouldn't put it on a parlay. I'd stay away and maybe just sprinkle a tidbit on Cachoeira. All right, matchup number 8 is a bantamweight male division fight. It is Elijah Smith versus Tashomi Kazama. Kazama is a plus 550 underdog, whereas Elijah Smith's a negative 900 favorite. The odds are not wrong here, guys. Don't look at this and say, oh, Kazama's got a chance. I mean, if you can out-grapple Elijah Smith, you should have already been up in the rankings and already up there because that dude's got top-tier talent, and he's only 22 years old. So I'm picking Elijah Smith by a big victory. I wouldn't say a finish because he's got 2 decision fights, and he does look like he needs to work on the gas tank, but grappling gasses you out faster than striking. So I have a feeling we're going to see a little more striking from him on Saturday and a little less grappling, but not by much. All right, match like number 7 here is a light heavyweight male division fight between Julius Walker and Rafael Sakura. Sakura's a plus 475 underdog. Walker's a negative 750 favorite. Look, man, I didn't know much about either of these guys. You go and research about them. They got stats and they got some good background behind both of them, so it's kind of hard to pick. I wouldn't sprinkle anything on here because I think Julius Walker has too much to lose, and he has enough to gain from this fight. If he can get a nice big W on there, maybe people start paying attention to his name. And that negative 750 tells you what the odds makers really think of this fight. So I'm going to go Julius Walker, 3 out of 5 on the confidence level. He can get his hand raised after the fight. Now, that is either the feature prelim bout, or this is the feature prelim bout, or this is this next fight is the first fight on the main card. I'm thinking it's a 6-fight main card. It's what they usually do, but they've been screwing that up on me lately, so I had to have to just do it this way. So match like number 6 is a middleweight fight between Eric Anders and Christian Leroy Duncan. Every time I hear Leroy, I think of Leroy Jenkins. But, all right, Christian Leroy Duncan is a negative 525 favorite, whereas Eric Anders is a plus 360 underdog. Look, man, Eric Anders has got power, but he doesn't have a gas tank. He doesn't have a chin, and it's just not usually a good night for him. In his last couple fights, it seems like he's gotten back to the old him, but I'm not going to stick to that and put some money on that, especially going against a guy like Christian Leroy Duncan. Christian Leroy Duncan is the real deal in the middleweight division. He will be a ranked fighter eventually, He's just got to get some wins under his belt, and getting a win against Eric Anders on Saturday is huge for him. 4 out of 5 on the confidence level that Christian Leroy Duncan gets the job done. If I'm putting money on this without just a single bet, you're definitely going to put Christian Leroy Duncan with a finish. Don't pick KO or anything. Just pick a finish because you'll be cashing that check. All right, match like number 5 is a bantamweight male division fight between Miles John and Gene Masamoto. Now, Masamoto's a negative 270 favorite, whereas Miles John's a plus 220 underdog. I just think Masamoto is way more well-rounded than Miles John. Miles John kind of just looks for the counter and then does that dirty boxing style and clinching, but doesn't really use it on the offensive side. He literally just searches for a counter, and it just makes me mad. He'll sit on his back foot and go think he wins a fight when he's sitting on his back foot throwing counters and just getting outstruck by. For me, Gene's not going to stand there and stand up with him. Gene's going to try grappling, and that's where I think Miles John's going to lose. So, Gene Masamoto, 3 out of 5 on the confidence level. He can get his hand raised after the fight. Match like number 4 is a don't miss fight. This is such a good fight that I don't know why people aren't talking about it. Featherweight fight between Andre Touchy-Feely and Christian Rodriguez. Christian Rodriguez is a negative 235 favorite. Touchy-Feely is a plus 190 underdog. Look, it's going to be a banger fight. Christian brings it every single time. Andre brings it every single time. This is one of those sit back and watch, but I like the money side. I'm picking Christian Rodriguez with negative 235. Yes, it's a little steep in there, but that dude's really, really well-rounded. Touchy-Feely, more of a striker and has good grappling defense, but he's not an offensive grappler whatsoever. So Christian's just going to bring it to him, and I just think it's going to be too much for Touchy-Feely. 1 out of 5, though, on a confidence level, just because Touchy's got those hands and he can land, and it could be 99 for Rodriguez, but not very likely for me. Match like number 3 is a strawweight female fight. This fight is this is a good fight. This is a good test for each female here. Yasmin Lucindo versus Angela Hill. 12th ranked Angela Hill versus 8th ranked Yasmin Lucindo. Lucindo negative 190 favorite. Hill plus 160 underdog. Dang, man, it was hard for me to pick here. Lucindo got humbled by Lemos her last fight and shown that just going for the power strikes and trying to knock somebody out isn't going to be there for her when she's got another girl across from her who can strike. On the Angela Hill side, there is not really a power side to her on her strikes. It's more of a combo striking to put you out and put you to sleep. Personally, this fight, I just want to sit back and see who wins because I want to see the skill level of Lucindo, and I want to see if Angela Hill's making it back up the rankings or if it's the end, because it could be the end for her. She is 40, and it is a big shocker that she's competing at the level that she is. I'm picking Angela Hill to win, though. 1 out of 5 on the confidence level, though, that she gets her hand raised after that fight. Match like number 2, co-main event of the evening. I thought was a flyweight fight, but it's a bantamweight fight. Steve Astro Boy Usyk versus Ode Osbourne. Ode is a plus 400 underdog. Steve is a negative 600 favorite. Yo, Astro Boy Steve, he's got the skill to compete. I just think they put him against some killers. It's nice he's taking a guy lower down here because Steve is the 10th ranked flyweight. Ode is not ranked, but he is a competitor and a prospect that everyone's always liked, but he's just come up short in some big fights. I really, really like Ode's game, but Steve, I think, just got to bring it, and he's going to bring it. I think he knows what's on the table. If he loses this fight, his next fight is not a lose-able situation. This one's not a lose-able situation. He loses now, he could lose his contract. He knows he's fighting for a contract, essentially. I just think they fed him to the dogs too soon, and he's got to work his way back up. That's just what he's got to do. Go back down, work your way back up. There's nothing wrong with it at all, Astro Boy. This is a perfect fight to work your way back up with it. I think Astro Boy Steve Usyk gets his hand raised on Saturday. 3 out of 5 on the confidence level. He can get his hand raised. Now, we're finally to the point that I've been waiting for. I mean, I've been waiting. Main event, Roman Dolidze, Anthony Hernandez. Plus 260 on Roman,
Anthony's negative 330. Anthony got a 7-fight win streak, and Roman's got some crazy got a crazy win against Kevin Holland and some good knockouts. The dude always brings it. He is a no slouch fighter, but Anthony is something else, man. The surgence and the 7-fight win streak I did not think would ever happen after I seen him get knocked out by Kevin Holland in 30 seconds. It just craziness to see what he's worked to. I didn't think he had power. He's shown me he's got power. He can, if you bring him to the ground, his jiu-jitsu's so good, he's going to submit you. What's Rome going to do? Is he going to offensive grapple him? He's going to go to sleep. That's why Anthony is the negative 330 favorite. I'm picking Anthony to win because every time I pick against him, he wins. And he's on a 7-fight win streak, so I've done it at least 3 times and been totally wrong, and I've accepted that he is a good fighter. I just don't know why I overlooked him. The difference on Saturday for me and why I'm picking Anthony, I think every asset to these guys equalizes each other out by one thing. Well, not two. One thing. Anthony's striking is so crisp and clean. It's not, he doesn't wing them, he doesn't do that. Rome, when he gets gassed or he's going for a nice power shot, he starts winging them hooks, man, and that's where Anthony's going to catch you and put you out if you do that. So that's how I feel that fight plays out, as Anthony puts him to sleep. Number 10th ranked Anthony Hernandez versus number 9 ranked Roman Dolidze. You can pick whatever way you want, guys, but I'm not going against Anthony. Fluffy's getting his hand raised on Saturday, and it will be pretty. Now, there is a quick little preview to next week, guys. I'm going to bring back, because next week's a pay-per-view, and it's a good pay-per-view, and it's a good fight for the main event. I'm so excited for it. But my little preview is I'm going to bring back all your cash guy next week, and I'm going to bring back a parlay or two. And then there's a little secret that you'll find in there that I'm bringing into the Philly Fly Show for sure for the pay-per-views. I don't know if we'll do it for every UFC fight night, but for sure for the pay-per-views. Alrighty, y'all. Philly Fly Show is checking out here. Shout out to Right Way Production Studios for always making this happen. If you need your yard sprayed for some ticks or mosquitoes, Lake Area Tick and Mosquito. Peace out, y'all.